Good evening, everyone. This is Cricket Lot. I'm your hostess this evening. This is Monday, August the 8th, 2022. And our speaker for this evening is Joyce Oliveto, who has been in the health and wellness industry for 42 years. So she's going to share some of her vast experience with us regarding cleansing and detoxing. And she is going to present for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to do Q&A, right, Joyce?
Whatever you want, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm yours.
Okay, all right. And thanks everyone for muting yourselves so we don't have background noise. And we would like to thank Joyce for joining us this evening because we just asked her yesterday if she could join us today. So she's doing this on the spur of the moment. So, and she's having computer problems, so we don't have a picture of her, but we're gonna carry forward anyway. So Joyce, it's all yours.
Thank you, Cricket. Thank you so much for asking me. I feel honored. I've got a passion for teaching. Yeah, my life was changed tremendously in 1980 when I went to Hippocrates Health Institute for the first time, and it was such a profound experience in my life that I never turned around. I never looked back, and I've been in practice for 42 years as a naturopath, a nutritionist, and a colon therapist, and I feel grateful and honored to be working with people on such an intimate level. Tonight we're going to talk about detoxification. I usually start with enzymes, but Hiawatha suggested I talk about detoxification, so we're going to talk about that. And detoxification is extremely, extremely important. Most of you know, because you're all in the health field, you've been listening to Cricket and you've been around quite a while, being educated on one level or another.
Yeah.
So someone's talking in the background. Hello? Okay. So what I want to talk about is, first of all,
What's the code?
I think most of us know the importance of detoxification.
Healthy lifestyle meeting. It was sent yesterday. It's should be from
Somebody
you're not on mute, Cricket.
Okay, bye.
Star 6 if you haven't star 6. Anyway, I want to talk about not just the importance of detoxification, but in order to detoxify, and there's many programs out there for detoxification, we need to support the channels of elimination and the filtering systems. It's extremely important to support the process, because if we start on a detox program and we're not supporting the channels of elimination or the filtration systems in the body, then what happens in many cases is you reabsorb the poisons and toxins, and that's not what you want to do. So, for instance, your cleansing system is your skin, your lungs, your kidneys, and your colon. Your filtering is mainly your liver and your lymph. So, in order to effectively remove poisons and toxins, we need to support these systems. So the liver is part of a filtering system. The liver is designed to deactivate the poisons and toxins and to transfer nutrients into the bloodstream. So I feel kind of bad that I don't have a PowerPoint ready for you, but you can probably vision this. When you put food in your mouth, it starts the beginning of the alimentary tract starts at the back of your mouth. It runs all the way through to your stomach, your small intestine, your large intestine. So the alimentary tract is like the small intestine is 20 to 30 feet long. The large intestine is 4 to 5 feet long normally. So you have a good 50 feet in there. And when we have buildup on the colon wall, it can cause many, many problems. You've probably heard a lot about the microbiome, which simply is a new word, and not a word that people are using for the inner mucosa. There's 3 layers of mucosa that make up the alimentary tract. The outside layer and the layer inside are your longitudinal and latitudinal muscles that work simultaneously to move matter through. So if we don't have a clean colon, and that backs up into the small intestine, which slows down digestion in the stomach, which slows down food moving through the esophagus. So when food is moving through the esophagus and you haven't chewed it thoroughly and everything isn't working properly and moving through at the momentum it should and can, that makes the muscle tone in the esophagus, if the stomach isn't emptied, have to work harder to move food through so that it goes into the stomach. So it then can lose its ability to move through food through, and so the peristalsis weakens, which can cause the feeling of acid reflux. Okay, so then if you chew your food completely and well and use digestive enzymes, then food should move through the stomach easier. Never drink with meals. Now, if you're eating unhealthy foods like meat, potatoes, bread, you're going to want to wash it down with something. But if you're eating a healthy meal with salads and fruits, I don't mix fruits and vegetables. If you're eating a healthy meal that's basically plant-based, and I know this is not what this call is about, but that's what I'm about, and you're chewing your food and taking digestive enzymes, if you're eating salads, steamed vegetables, and protein, then you don't need to wash it down with something. You don't need to drink throughout the meal because there's water in the food and you're chewing your food, and your digestive enzymes, the first level of digestive enzyme is in the saliva in your mouth when you start chewing. So now what's happening is the food can move through the stomach, but if you're washing it down with water, the water dilutes the digestive enzymes that are released into the stomach. So it slows down the digestion even more. So when you drink water with a meal, the valve at the end of the stomach opens and lets the water flow through, so it can actually moisturize the small and large intestine. If there's food in the stomach, then the valve closes at the duodenum, the splenic flexure. And then when that closes, the food is supposed to be digesting. So what we want to do is make sure we chew our food thoroughly. Now, most people have, and I've never run into people that haven't, and I've been doing colon hydrotherapy for over 40 years, impacted colons at some level. So if you can envision the layers of the earth as they compress down, and you think about when I was a child, we made glue out of flour and water. Carpenter's glue is made out of casein from dairy. So if you're eating carbohydrates, you're eating flour, white flour especially, and you're eating dairy, and you're eating food that takes so long to digest, such as animal protein, most especially pork and beef, it takes much longer to move through, and this causes impactation and builds up layers, and it takes a long time to get those layers off if we're not doing the right thing. It can happen though, but this also changes the environment in the mucosa or the microbiome. And what we want is an environment where good bacteria has room to grow and the bad bacteria is not taking over. Because if there's too much bad bacteria from impactation and a more acid environment, then the good bacteria can't move in. And when this happens, this causes microscopic perforations in the wall of the large intestine, which allows food matter to move through the bloodstream, and that's not supposed to be there. So these microscopic perforations
Oh, I lost it, John.
can be
What happened?
I don't know. Go back here.
these hello.
Quiet, Mom, we can hear you.
Hello?
Sue, can you mute?
Yeah. I'm trying
These
to.
these microscopic perforations can heal. But when we start to have food in the bloodstream, this causes pain and inflammation because it's not supposed to be there. So, and to address that, you address that from the blood inside the body, and to address the microscopic perforations and allow that to heal, that's addressed from inside the large intestine mainly. Our cells in our body and our bloodstream are changing every 90 to 150 days. That's in the bloodstream alone, which all the cells in the intestinal area are changing every 60 to 90 seconds. So we're growing new tissue. So as we move through the body and the body's, and we're eating correctly, and we're building healthier cells, and we're taking the right nutrients, and we're detoxifying the body, we have the ability to create a healthy body. It takes less than a year for almost every cell in the body to change. Some of the femur bones and other areas of the body take more years, but 90% of the cells in the body have changed, and the cells and the organs and tissues in the body have already changed. So you have the ability to control that. So we have, as food goes into the large intestine, it goes through, there are, there's the pyloric valve that goes up into the liver, okay? So nutrients go through the colon wall into the pyloric valve up into the liver. And then if there is impactation, then poisons and toxins are going in there too. Depending on how you eat, there's going to be toxins in there, okay? Everybody can't eat perfect all the time. But it's important not to, I want you to just picture this on a day like we've had this summer, a lot of days. If you had a piece of meat on the counter, a steak or pork, and you left it there for 24 hours and you got up the next day, the pork would have maggots coming out of it and the beef would be pretty rotten. Now, I'm not saying that to have you change what you do, but if you do decide to eat animal protein, the harder ones to digest like beef and pork, you must chew thoroughly. You must have good eliminations. You must support the colon to eliminate. So you need to move food through. So your liver being a filtering system, what happens, the blood goes into the liver through the colon wall and through the small intestine and large intestine. It's fed into the liver. The liver, as I said, is a filtering system. If your filtering system in your liver, it's kind of like if you have a bucket of oil and you put a sponge in there, okay? If it can't filter then. So what its job is to do is to deactivate toxins and transfer nutrients into the bloodstream. So liver flushes are important. I will send a copy of that out. It's good to do them a couple times a month. It's not expensive and it tastes pretty good. So I will make sure I send that to somebody that can send it out. But you got to keep the liver clean. And part of keeping the liver clean is keeping the colon clean. So now let's talk a little bit about, we talked about that filtering system. We're going to talk a little bit more about the lymphatic system right now. Your lymphatic system is 3 times larger than your blood circulatory system. It's your white blood cells. And if you were standing there completely naked and all you had was your lymphatic system, nothing, there was no skin or anything, you would see the exact shape of your body because it goes to every part of your body, all the way to the fingertips, all the way to the toes, everywhere. And I know you guys know what a mini trampoline is. And the first time I ever saw a mini trampoline is when I went to Boston. And they're everywhere in health centers because they support lymphatic movement. And they support lymphatic movement along with dry skin brushing, okay? They support lymphatic movement by not jumping up and down real high, but by gently bouncing 20 minutes away, 20 minutes a day. You can pick them up. People usually give them away. You can pick up a nice $30 one at Dunham's or Myers. They're fabulous as long as they have 6 legs. You gently bounce 20 minutes a day, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And move your arms back and forth while you're doing it. This helps to move the lymphatic fluid and also helps the lymph nodes. The lymph nodes are little cleaning factories at junctions throughout the body, everywhere. There's a lot of them in the colon. They're where the arms meet the body, where the legs meet. They're everywhere, but in large amounts where our body comes together. So the philosophy behind the rebounder is when you're bouncing up and down, the lymph nodes are bouncing up and down, and this helps them to empty. So they empty into the thoracic duct, and that leaves the body through the bowel. Remember, your digestive system, 70% of your immune system is in your bowel. Important to understand the importance of this organ. And so let's talk about dry skin brushing. Dry skin brushing is wonderful, and the more you do it, the more you're addicted to it. It only takes 3 minutes a day. All self-care. Okay, you can start out by buying the natural or the Boros bristle brushes, and then move on to the natural bristle, because the natural bristle is a little harsher. But you dry skin brush moving from the outer extremities of your fingers all the way up your shoulder, all the way around your arms, from your feet, the bottom of your feet, all the way up. Everything goes towards the thoracic duct, towards the solar plexus, so towards the stomach, above the stomach, the solar plexus, okay? And so what I do, and I mean, it's a habit, that's all. Put my foot on the dresser in the morning, and I do my legs, front of my legs, the back of my legs, all the way up the back, and then down from the top. It's very interesting, and it feels good. And you're going to want to shower afterwards. And you decide when you want a skin brush. It takes 3 minutes a day. Take care of yourself. Take responsibility for your health. That's what this is all about. And so dry skin brushing moves the lymphatic fluid, but it also opens up the pores in the skin for poisons and toxins to be released. It supports the body to manufacture more lanolin to the surface of the skin, and it helps support hormone balance. So dry skin brushing does a lot. So that's part of your rebounding. Rebounding is a little exhilarating. Dry skin brushing is to me exhilarating, but fit it into your day. If you can't do it every day, fine, but take care of yourself. So those are your filtering system. Now your colon, back up here a little bit. All right, let's talk a little bit about that skin brushing, okay? And lungs, you need to breathe. I'm trying to put a new class together for breathing, because breathing is extremely important. We don't even know when we don't breathe. When you're frightened, you hold your breath. And that's why there's the word breath of life. We need to breathe. So whenever you think about it, take deep breaths in through your nose and let them out through your mouth. And see if you can do that at least 10 times a day at one sitting. It's not a lot, but it's important. There's a lot of breathing in yoga. That's important too. But you got to breathe. I mean, there are certain exercises that we were taught that are deep yoga breaths, deep. But try to remember to breathe. You need to do that. It moves everything in your body. You need to drink a lot of water, at least 2 quarts a day of purified water. And you decide what tastes good to you. I'm not a fan of all spring water, because it can cause calcium buildup in the joints, because we drink a lot of water. So whether it's reverse osmosis, whether it's distilled, whether it's alkaline, I have an RO system with an alkaline system. And if you want to add minerals to that, you can too. So when we talk about the colon, it's not good to use aggressive laxatives or even aggressive herbs. Like Cascara sagrada is pretty aggressive. Turkey rhubarb is pretty aggressive. So you need a gentle colon support product. When you're doing that, chew your food, take your digestive enzymes. This is supporting your entire system so that we can help detoxification, push it along, okay? So our bodies also store toxins in fat molecules. The body actually hangs onto fat, wraps it around poisons and toxins to protect the body from the poisons and toxins. So we have to break down the fat to release the toxins. And that's part of eating a healthy diet, exercising, and breathing. My form of exercise is swimming. I love it. I used to run till I had a car accident. That was over. I took on swimming for many, many, many years ago. So if your body protects itself from toxins by hanging on to mucus. It wraps mucus around the poisons and toxins. That's why when you start to detoxify, you seem to have cold symptoms. So your body will start to release the mucus as you detoxify. Fat-soluble toxins. Hang on one second. I've got these out of okay. Without a systematic detoxification system, our body will not effectively remove toxins. So drink your water, dry skin brush, do all these things to help yourself. When you drink water, let's talk a little bit about your lungs. When you breathe out, water leaves the body carrying toxins out as it goes. So breathing is important for many, many reasons. Water helps to flush out solid waste. We want moisture going through the small and large intestine to keep it moist. If you don't drink water, you'll notice if you pay attention and you see yourself getting really tired throughout the day, or you hit a spot where you're tired, you probably haven't drank water for a while. So you drink water, you'll feel more energy. So the water also helps remove toxins through the skin by dry skin brushing and sweating. We have a sauna. A lot of people have saunas. There's lots of ways to sweat. And then also, let's talk a little bit more about the kidneys. Water helps to clean your blood. The kidneys pull toxins out of your blood, and the water carries the toxins out of your body through the bladder. So it's important. These are simple things. This doesn't have to be a complex medical class. I like to teach simply so people can think about what they're doing when they're doing it, because they understand it. Now, let's talk a little bit about the consequences of poor digestion and leaky gut. It's pretty crazy. Okay, this is simple. As your digestion worsens, as your health worsens, it impairs digestion, all right? So what we need to do is enhance digestion. When we have impaired digestion, it leads to intestinal toxemia, which leads to candida and parasites, which leads to imbalance of gut flora, which leads to leaky gut, which leads to chronic disease in most cases. So what we want to do is manage everything nutritionally, enhance digestion, eliminate toxins, everything you can. Take it a little at a time. Which will help eliminate candida and parasites. It'll help normalize gut flora. It'll help reduce inflammation and pain, and eventually repair the intestinal mucosa. So this may seem too simple, but it's the process. It's how it works. So also, when we have good gut flora or good microbiome, and the environment is more alkaline than acid, what happens is it helps cell communication in the intestinal tract. We have cell communication throughout the whole body. Our cells have to communicate. And if they don't have glyconutrients and the 8 essential carbohydrates, they are not going to communicate. So that's important. So we need to have a balanced, symbiotic relationship between the bacteria in our body and the human cells, just like person to person. Ouch. I think, and I could go on, but all of this helps with absorption, absorbing your nutrients, having your nutrients not just be absorbed, but break down and be assimilated so you can use the nutrients in your food if you're eating the right foods. And this supports mucous and membrane integrity and motility. So I think I'm just looking to see if there's anything else. Okay, I know what I want to cover right now. I have a little more time here. As I said a little earlier, the tissue in the small and large intestine, the cells are changing every 60 to 90 seconds. So we can heal that. Definitely can heal it. Now, when we drink water, as I said, and I want to bring it up, I had some things out of order in my slides. If you look at the duodenum and the sphincter muscle, as I said, it stays open when you drink water so that moisture can keep the colon moist. It closes when there's food in it. So if there's anything in a liquid and you're drinking a liquid that is not, well, if it has lemon in it, it's fine. I'm a total believer of starting your day with warm lemon water with a couple teaspoons of fresh lemon and maybe a quarter teaspoon of organic Himalayan sea salt. Lots of minerals. Don't worry about that. There's so many minerals in Himalayan sea salt. So the gastric juices, when the sphincter muscle closes, the gastric juices and the enzymes are leaked into the stomach. Now, I'm going to touch on this a little bit more. When we don't drink enough water and we eat hard to digest foods and don't chew our food well, this can cause diverticulitis, diverticulosis, and hard impacted fecal matter in the colon. So drinking water helps to, and eating healthy foods that have liquids in them and taking digestive enzymes and taking colon support products that are not aggressive helps to soften, keep things soft on the colon wall. So if you want to ask some questions, I think I've covered enough for tonight. And if you'd like to ask some questions in here. Are you guys still there? Hello?
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you very
Yes,
much.
yes, thank
Just
you.
had to
Yes,
unmute.
Joyce. Hey,
I thought you
Joyce,
were gone.
this is Carlotta, and I had a question. You said that how much of the bowels, what percentage of the bowels is our immune system?
70%.
Oh, 70. And did you say that the colon and the colon tissue changes every 60 to 90 minutes or 60 to 90 seconds or 60 to 90 days?
All right. The cells in the large and small intestine are changing every 60 to 90 seconds. The cells in the bloodstream change every 90 to 150 days.
Okay.
The cells in the bloodstream. And that flows through all of our organs. The different organs in the body, the cells are changing at different times, but the relationship to how fast the cells change in the gut and in the small and large intestine is pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Anyone else have questions for Joyce?
I have a question. Joyce, we were talking about kind of scams and things that we see online that frustrate us. My daughter stopped over today and she said, "Oh, Mom, I used a vape. And so now I saw on TV, there's a guy that's selling a product that'll clean your lungs. You take one pill one day and 3 days later you take another pill and it cleans your lungs." So what advice would you give me to talk to my daughter about her desire to clean her lungs? But I think that product's kind of probably a scam.
Yeah, and this little you and I were on the phone before the call, and I was frustrated about. We were having a conversation about somebody's blog, not their blog, but somebody's podcast, and I was just really frustrated about the information they were giving out because it was so not you know, you just really have to pay attention and look at the product and what it's supposed to do. Like, I mean, I know I'm only one person and there's a lot of people, but Amy, I would really, really look into that because that doesn't even make sense.
Right. I
And
just
if you
wondered,
want me
how
to,
would you
if
count,
you
how
want
would
me
you
to look
counter
at it,
that? I
how
mean,
would,
I
how
want
would
to
I
just,
counter it?
yeah, I just want to tell my daughter, you know, well, honey, what about, you know, dry brushing, like you're saying, Joyce, like, or, you know, like dry brushing, like what are some things I should encourage her to do
Things you
instead of
have
that?
to- It's breathing, it's yoga, it's exercise. This is how you clean the lungs. Breathing and exercise and yoga. I mean, they're not going to clean overnight. I don't care if he's got some kind of a product. There's a detoxifying product to clean the lungs in that amount of time. I sure would like to know because I don't know how safe it is. There's certain things you can do and certain herbs you can take and certain nutrients to take to help to do that. And I mean, that's what I would do if I were you, and I'd be happy to send a list out to you. That's my
Great.
problem. I would be happy to do that because these children need to know.
Great. Thanks.
You know,
Anyone
another
else?
thing you want
Go
to
ahead,
go
Joyce.
to, I'm sorry, Cricket. If
Go
you
ahead.
want to go to Amazon, I have me and Victoria have developed, I developed my first colon product after I've been putting it together for many, many, many years. And I have a product called EEZ. It's amazing. And I've got nothing but fantastic reviews. It's a gentle colon support product and gentle detox. And you can get it on Amazon. It's called EEZ. And it took years to get it the way I wanted it. I've used it with my clients over the years. I've fine-tuned it for the last couple of years, and I'm very, very proud of it. It's really, it's gentle, and it works beautifully. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Victoria and I have developed a very powerful digestive enzyme that's coming out in a couple of months that we're kind of excited about because these are the important things that people need to do is digest their food, break down their food, and detoxify.
Can you spell that, Joyce? I can't find it on.
Oh,
Just
really? EEZ?
Just the
EEZ. Ease. Now, the actual name of my product line is Ageless Energy. You can't find it, then I bet I'm giving up the wrong information, and I'm sorry. I know it's on Amazon.
okay. Could you just say letter by letter how it just the letter E, and then the word energy?
a letter E, and a Z is the name of the product.
Okay.
The name of the company is Ageless Energy. I'm so proud of this product, I can't even tell you. And there's no way I could have done this without all these years as a colon therapist and specializing in this area. You find it?
No.
Really? Well, I'm going to have to call my assistant, and then I'll send a text out to you guys, to one of you guys in the group, and you can send it out if you want to.
Ageless. Did you say ageless?
Go to ageless-energy.com. Let's see what comes up. My computer
Well,
keys
I'm
are
trying to
just not
find it on Amazon.
That's where it is.
Okay, I got Ageless Brain, A+ Brain Booster, Ageless Brain. I don't have
Did you hit
anything that says
Ageless
Ageless
Dash?
Energy.
Yeah, but listen, I have it on, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Well, I have it and I'm on Amazon. And I had to put in Joyce Oliveto.
Oh
I
my
had to
gosh,
say
really?
Joyce Oliveto, Ageless Energy, EEZ. And it says a gentle colon support, detox, and nutrition.
Thank you, Kaiwaka.
Yeah, I ordered it. I ordered it, so that's probably why it's in my.
Hi, Martha, can you spell the last name you put in there? Can you spell it?
First, I just put Joyce Oliveto.
I
That's
know-
what, Oliveto, Oliveto.
One more time, please.
Joyce,
oh, mm-hmm.
O as in Oscar, L as in live, I as in, wait, see, enter,
Yeah,
I
I'll
as in
do it.
enter, V as in Victor, E as in energy, T as in Tom, O as in Oscar.
Thank you, I got it.
Oh, so what did you guys have to do to find it?
I still haven't found it.
I found
I
it.
put-
I put EEZ, Joyce Oliveto, Ageless Energy. It says EEZ, gentle colon support is what the powder,
Is
Well, I found-
EEZ all one word?
yeah.
It's E. Here's what it is. It's a double. It's an E and an E and a Z.
Z as in
Yes,
zebra.
I know, I'm putting that in, but it's not coming up. You should be able to just put in EEZ and it should come up, and it's not.
Well, you know,
No,
some-
I
I got her, I got her webpage.
Amazon
What?
I got
is
the
very
webpage.
complicated.
When I
Does
put
somebody-
when I put Ageless Energy into Google, I got at Joyce Oliveto, I got the webpage for it.
Yeah, but
Okay.
not Amazon.
Mhm.
I had to put her name and Ageless Energy and EEZ.
Wow.
Well, that's going to be simplified soon. I'll tell you right now because I have two people in a meeting
There's
now to
this.
make sure this is right. I just hired somebody else.
Nope, that's not it.
Joyce, I have a question. I have struggled with like candida and parasites, and I'll do these
For your
cleanses.
book,
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying, this is Fran. I have seemed to struggle with like parasites and candida for like forever. And I'll
Yeah.
do these cleanses, but I don't know if they work or it's just something else.
Well, boy,
Have you
that's
seen
not
people
easy.
actually get better from that?
Oh my goodness, yes, it's very commit. You have to be committed though. Absolutely, you got to be committed, and you have to get 100% off sugar. 100%. In order to get rid of candida, if you don't get off sugar
Oops.
and sweet fruits, you're not going to do it. Now, if you have to have some kind of sweet, then you gotta do something like xylitol from white birch trees because it's low glycemic. Parasite flushes, pumpkin seeds help to care. You know, you should be on a program, but pumpkin seeds help to get rid of parasites. This makes my mind go crazy because now I want to do a whole series
Yeah.
on this because,
Yeah.
and I could do
It's-
a call on that. I could probably do a call on that somehow because I know I'm doing a call once a month for a high wattage group, but I just can't be on every week. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Too much. But I will. I've got. You can definitely get rid of candida, and you can definitely get rid of parasites. It's just a program that has to be put together. You know,
Mm. Yeah, because I'll
But
do
you-
certain things, but
you have to.
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate
And
that.
of course, you know, you're going to get a list of things like take this, take that, do this, do that. But the most important thing is no sugar, and you're probably going to want to get gluten free too.
Yeah, I don't think I do gluten, but I do some fruits and smoothies, mostly greens though, but there is fruit and stevia.
If you're doing any fruit, stay with berries.
Yeah, yeah, I've tried to switch to that. Okay,
I
thank
hope
you.
that helped.
What
Yeah.
about what about the green? What about the Granny Smith apple?
Granny Smith is not, I always tell people berries or pears and apples, and Granny Smith is not that sweet. That's fine. But I wouldn't, I mean, this is hard because, you know, you're getting into melon season. You can't, you got to stay away from the sweet fruit. And you're going to have to do it probably for at least 6 months to start to see a difference because your energy level will really, really rise once you start getting rid of the candida.
And Joyce, what about kiwi? Kiwi doesn't seem to be a sweet fruit.
It depends how ripe it is. I usually just have people do. It is kind of tart too, though, so it's probably it's kind of borderline, in my opinion.
But you can't let it be ripe and squishy. You got to have it hard. So,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then,
if you're doing it, not as sweet. So I'm with you on that, Hiawatha. Thank you for bringing that up.
in fact, a lady was telling me how to get the kiwi out of the hull without just cutting away all the kiwi, and you got to do it with the teaspoon, by going around and around and around with the teaspoon, and it comes out really good.
Yeah, I peel mine you got to really be patient to peel a kiwi. But yeah, that sounds great. Anybody have any suggestions that would help? That's great. That's why I like group calls.
Yeah, so have we figured out how to find Amazon.com?
Yeah, can you see the chat?
Okay,
It's the very last entry in chat.
okay, thank you.
Yep. And I'll send it on the email for the with the replay link. So
yeah, that's tricky.
What's that?
I said that was tricky.
What was tricky?
Finding it.
Oh, yeah.
It should be. I have 2 ladies right now in a meeting. So when I get off the phone with you guys, I'm calling them immediately. Immediately.
Yeah, you should be able to, on Amazon, you should just be able to put EEZ in there and have it come up.
You're right. You're right.
I said Amazon has so many sellers now.
Yeah.
Many different people selling
they're
products.
not easy. Yeah.
So how is this used? How is this product used?
Let me tell you how it's used. You got to look. The ingredients in it are phenomenal, and I can send you a picture of the front and back of the bag, but probably not till tomorrow. I've had a long day, you take, it's palatable. It dissolves nicely in room temperature water. People are just raving and raving about it. It took me a while to get exactly what I wanted, but I did, because I've used it with my clients for years. It dissolves easy, it's palatable, and I usually have people end up with a tablespoon every morning or every night, just once a day on an empty stomach, but start out with a teaspoon, and after about a week, 2 teaspoons all at the same time, and by the 3rd week, tablespoon. Hiawatha, you're taking a tablespoon, aren't you?
Yes. And also,
go ahead. So what its effect is you should have nice, large, comfortable elimination.
I can
and it
send,
gets rid of.
for example, I can send this announcement from Amazon to anybody who want to call me and give me their email, because I only know how to send an email.
I've got the link, Hiawatha. When I send the replay out tomorrow, I'll
Okay.
send the link to the Amazon.
All right. Thanks.
So Joyce, basically you stir it into what? Water, juice?
About 8 ounces, no water, about 8 ounces of 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water on an empty stomach, and then follow it with about 8 ounces of water. It works best that way. Now, if
Okay.
Hiawatha take hers in the morning, some people take it at night, but don't eat a meal after it. Unless you can wait an hour.
And does it say that?
And
Is that
I'm really-
the directions on the
Yeah, it says, yeah.
begin with 1 tablespoon nightly on an empty stomach, maximum amount needed 1 tablespoon nightly in 8 ounce room temperature water, stir well, drink, and follow with another 8 ounces of water. Well, then you'll be up peeing all night.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
that's how come I decided to go for it in the morning.
Yeah.
I have a bottle
Or
of
take
water.
it in the morning. Yeah, take it in the morning, wait an hour to eat. Right?
Yeah.
Take it in the morning, wait an hour to eat. But you said start with 1 teaspoon, and the second week go to 2 teaspoons, and then the third week go to 1 tablespoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, I'm so proud of it. I can't even tell you.
That's cool. Very good.
Seeing some,
And is this a replacement for colonics?
well, I'll tell
Or
you
is it a
what,
booster to a colonic?
it can be both.
Mhm.
If people aren't going to do colonics, this is going to, I don't know if there's anything that's a replacement for a colonic, but I don't think they need as many.
Yeah, I would
And I'm
say, get started
Mhm.
with this and it'll get things loosened up, and then do a colonic, and
Yeah,
that should
That's
really,
what I did.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else? Anyone else have questions?
Well, with this, what would be the recommended number of colonics? Does it depends on how much solid you eat or how much you eat or what in terms of a year of colonic?
Yeah,
Well,
you
One year
have,
I did a colonic once a month and I naturally lost. And by the end of the year, without doing anything, I was smaller. My clothes were looser, more comfortable and everything.
sure.
Yeah, most of my clients come in once a month, even the ones that, well, my raw fooders come in about every 6 weeks, but all my clients are just exceptionally healthy, exceptionally. And I don't do that many clients anymore, but I've had the same clients for 30, 40 years. So, I'm going to be 80 this year. So I'm going to wind down a little bit next year, I think.
There you go.
You have
Can
a
I ask
protege?
a quick,
Go
can I
ahead.
ask a
Fran-
quick,
Pardon?
Fran has a question.
I
Go
know
ahead.
since real quick about the colonics, because if you have like that pelvic floor prolapse issue, can you still get colonics?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. I wondered about that. And so I
Yeah.
stopped because I wasn't sure.
That's
Where
a
do
good
you,
question.
do you have a colon hydrotherapist, Fran?
There was one here. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. There was
Oh,
one,
okay.
but I haven't been there for ages because
Okay.
when I had this prolapse thing happen, and I'm like, I wasn't sure whether to even do
Yeah.
coffee enemas or anything anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary, but anyways. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was
Yeah.
wondering about that.
Okay.
That's a valid question. Thank you so much for having me on the call.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Joyce. That was awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank
you.
Again.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Good
Night.
night.
Good night,
Everybody,
Jane. Thank you,
thanks
Cricket.
for your time and your help.
Yes,
you,
thanks
Cricket.
for the information. It was awesome.
Oh, she didn't mention about her. I don't know what it's mentioned about her book or not, but she has a really nice book, Joyce Oliveto.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, you're mentioning it now, Hiawatha.
Yeah, it's on her webpage, Ageless Energy. Her website has everything on it.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
All right.
Night, everybody.
good night, everybody.
Good
Hey,
night. Thank
Janice.
you.
There's Janice. I haven't seen her forever.